Good morning, my friends. I I want to share a story that really helps me in my journey. Every time I think about the story and I revisit the story, this parable, this great story, I get more jewels out of it. And there's no way I can explain this in 60 seconds on Instagram. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this video. I'm going to upload it on Instagram. And the rest of it, please go to my profile page and click on the link. It goes to my YouTube channel, and please listen to the rest of the story. And I hope it helps you as much as it has helped me, gives me insight. And the story is about the pheasant and the ox. I heard the story about a year and a half ago, and it's like really hitting home now. You know, just the jewels getting out of it. So please, um, I hope it helps you out too. I hope you can get what I got out of it. Let me start now. This is unedited, no cuts, no nothing. The ox and the pheasant. Now there's a ox and a pheasant. They were friends. That's a particular friendship, right? Very unique friendship. Ox and a pheasant. And this pheasant was basically, it lived on top of the ox. And it lived by eating the ticks from the ox and the little insects that would come on the ox and bother it. And it went where the ox went. If the ox went north, it went north. If the ox went south, it went south. If the ox went east, it went east. If it went west, it went west. This particular time, they were heading east. They were heading east on this dirt road. And as they passed over a hill this one particular morning, unlike this morning, it's a nice cool morning here in Southern California. They're passing this hill, and as they went over the hill, there's a big giant oak tree in the distance. And the pheasant says to the ox, "Hey, when I was young, this oak tree, I would go on top. I would fly on top of this oak tree, and I would watch the sunrise. And I felt amazing. I felt like I had so much hope and my future and everything. It was just amazing feeling. And now I can't even get to the first branch. I can't even get to the first freaking branch of this oak tree." And the pheasant started feeling down on itself. It's like, I can't do this. Oh, I can't get on top of this. And then the ox says to the pheasant, "I have an idea. I have an idea. I know how you can get back on top. If you eat my dung for 5 nights, you'll get back on top of that tree. I guarantee you." And the pheasant says, that's no, no, I'm not going to eat your dung. That's disgusting. How am I going to eat? Why would I eat your dung when I'm eating these awesome insects here that are landing on you and just bothering you? I that's what I do. I don't eat dung. Okay, I don't do that. And he brushed that idea aside. The pheasant did. And as they approached that tree, as the day went on, they are approaching this giant tree closer and closer. It's getting bigger and bigger, and the nostalgia is getting stronger and stronger with this pheasant. And they approach the tree. They get to the tree, and now they're sitting under the tree, the shade of this giant oak tree, and they're looking at this giant oak tree, and it's just huge, and the branches, and it's like it's. And the pheasant's like, you know what? I'm gonna try that dung out. Use how long? 5 days? Fine, 5 days. But if it doesn't work that first night, then I'm not gonna do it again. So he ate that. He ate that dung the first night, and he got to the first branch, and he's like, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give this a try more." Second night, he got higher and higher up. Third night, he was like halfway up. Fourth night, he was almost to the top, and the fifth night, he ate that dung, and he went on top. That night, he was on top, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna watch the sunrise as I did early when I was a child, when I was younger, full of life. I'm gonna watch, you know, the sunrise over this valley, and like he sees like these fields, and in the distance there's houses. You can see the lights on, and as that dawn was approaching and the sun was rising, he could see the fields just getting golden brown, and it's like, wow, childhood again. And he sees all the possibilities of his future. He has hope now, hope of the future, and and in the distance there was a farmhouse to the west, a little bit to the west of his location. Um, West, yeah, west of the location. And in that farmhouse, he sees this farmer. He gets out in the morning with his coffee, and goes on his rocking chair. And in the distance, he sees that oak tree, just like the one that the pheasant's on. And he sees a giant plump pheasant on top of the oak tree. And he's like, puts his coffee down. The farmer puts his coffee down and reaches for his rifle, and he cocks it, and he goes, shh, boom, shoots that pheasant right from the top of that oak tree before the sun even rose. The pheasant didn't even get to see the sunrise. What's the moral of the story? Why am I even saying this? The moral of the story is that bullshit might get you to the top, but it won't allow you to stay there. There's a lot of jewels in the story. Like, for example, the ox, it doesn't care who takes the ticks out. These ticks are parasites that suck on the blood of this ox. Do you think the ox cares if it's a pheasant doing it or a chicken or whatever? No, it doesn't care. As long as it's getting its, you know, parasites off his body, he doesn't care if it's a pheasant. Now, the pheasant isn't supposed to eat, isn't supposed to have this mutual relationship, symbiotic relationship with this ox. The bird that does this is the oxpecker. The oxpecker is a bird that they feed off these, and they go fly away and do their thing, and then go back on another ox and take the ticks off. This is a harmonious relationship. Now, the pheasant is not supposed to eat these. The pheasant eats roots and fruits and grub and little insects and greenery and roots and grain. That's what pheasants eat. And somewhere along the life of this pheasant, it lost its natural way, and looked for shortcuts, and got used to a lifestyle that was sedentary, that killed creativity, that killed its dreams. And as they saw this ox tree, this giant tree, the ox is like, hey, use my dung to get on top. It doesn't know, it doesn't care. It doesn't know anybody. It's not doing it maybe in a bad way. It's not telling him in a way that, hey, you're gonna get killed when you go on top. It didn't know that. So if you want to get on top, you have to do it the right way. People want shortcuts. They want shortcuts in working out, and they want to take all these things because they want it for that summer. And maybe there's 3 months down, 3 months to go until summertime. They'll do whatever it takes to get that six pack, and then they get it, and then summer's gone, and then no more six pack. It takes discipline to for that what that pheasant needed is to get off that ox, get moving, get disciplined, start slowly, and obtain discipline, and get back on top of that tree. Because when you get on top through discipline and harmony, and in a way that's like body, mind, spirit, then you stay on top longer. You're always going to be on top. There's no one can take you off that top. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, I get a lot of jewels out of this. In my own life, I was looking for shortcuts for to make money. A lot of people, when you look for shortcuts, you're gonna go eat bullshit, and you might get that Ferrari. I know people that have obtained really great success, and then it's like, hey, where's this person? Oh, they're in jail because of fraud, or hey, this person got arrested because of this, that. It was because they ate bullshit to get on top. Bullshit will not let you stay on top. You have all the answers. It's not out there. It's not anywhere. All the answers and the will is inside you, and it's your duty to bring it out. You can't go to you can't what you want to ask somebody, hey, make this plan for me so I can get on top again, make this plan for me so I can get a six-pack. These plans are out there. I mean, everybody knows how to eat healthy. It just takes dedication, it takes commitment, and it takes a understanding of how the body works. Healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. Health is really wealth. Raise your vibration, raise yourself up. You know, that oak tree is it ourself. We are that oak tree. And it's like you gotta raise yourself the vibration. That pheasant is like the life force. You know, right now we're stuck down by the base of the tree, and we're complaining and excuses and all this stuff, and we're not willing to do what it takes. You gotta ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes to get on top? Are you willing to dedicate uh, and sacrifice things that you thought were fun, like hanging out with your friends and wasting time and all this stuff? You have to sacrifice that. That's how you get on top. All right. I hope you got something out of the story. I always get something out of it. I loved explaining this right now because it just makes me think about it more, and it's helped me on this journey. Remember, bullshit might get you on top. You might stay on top. You might get there, but you will not stay on top. I guarantee you. That's a rule. That's a law. All right. Take care. Peace.